Hi everyone and welcome back. I know it's been a while since my last video, but the good news is that the 90 is back in Miami and everything is looking good. I did, however, discover there are a few leaks and there are still a few things that we have to replace, which of course is to be expected. It's the 1998 engine, so it is by no means new. And that's what we are going to be doing today. For those of you that have been following me for a while, you might remember my good friend Joel with Rover305. They specialize in anything Land Rover, and they also did my interior many years ago, I believe 4 or 5 years ago, and they did an amazing job. So I will be taking the 90 to Joel at Rover305 today. We are going to be replacing a few things here and there. I know for sure the water pump needs to be replaced. The transmission oil hose needs to be replaced. They already replaced the starter motor that was completely rusted and awful. So that has been replaced already. So come along and I will show you guys everything that we are going to be doing today. Before I head out, I also wanted to show you guys one of the updates that I did on the 90, which I am super excited about. I got a new key set. And what's really cool about this is that I now have one key for the ignition and the door locks. I did not have that before. Before, I had the original keys where the ignition key is separate from the doors. I had one key for the front doors, then I had another key for the rear door and one key for the ignition. So for me, it's a super nice upgrade to have one key for everything. I also found this super cute keychain on Etsy. It's from the keyringgarage.com, and I think it's so cool and it's so fun because they have a ton of different versions. They have 90s like mine, they have 110s, they have series, and they have a ton of different colors. So I wanted to show you guys that as well because I think it's so cute and it's so fun. But yeah, let's go and check it out. This is also my first time at Joel's new location and it looks incredible. As you guys can see, I am in very good company and I love seeing all the Defenders. Here's a look at the office. This is amazing. There is snacks, there is drinks, and as you guys know, I love snacks, I love food. So I honestly had the best time when I was here. Lots of Defenders and lots of snacks. I could not ask for anything else. Here you can see the starter motor, which was already replaced. And here are the remaining parts that we will be replacing today. And first up is the water pump. Just like the starter motor, the water pump was in pretty rough shape, so I am so happy we got to replace that. There was also a lot of noise coming from the water pump. It was very loud, so definitely it was time to replace it. This is the serpentine belt, and this particular belt is used on both the Defender but also the Discovery 1 4-liter, which, as you guys know, is the engine that I have now that we took from the 1998 Discovery 1. And here it is, as good as new. Now it's time for a little lunch break, and then we are moving on to replace the transmission oil cooler hoses. Now that all the engine work is done and all the parts have been replaced, there is just a few more things that we want to do, and we also have to test drive everything, making sure it's running the way it's supposed to. So I will be back tomorrow and we are going to be doing something very fun. Another service that Rover305 provides is that they will drive their customers home when they leave their car at the shop, which of course is very convenient and makes everything much easier. Good morning, everyone! Today is day 2 and we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. As you guys saw, yesterday we finished the engine work and the guys did an amazing job. Everything now is so nice and shiny and new. So now we can move on to something a little bit more fun. Today we're going to be working on the exhaust, which, as you guys know, the V8 already sounds incredible. But today we are going to be removing the muffler and putting straight pipes instead. So the V8 is really going to stand out and I cannot wait to hear it. So let's get going. Today is going to be such a fun day. Another issue I noticed was the AC unit not blowing any air on the driver's side, which doesn't make much sense since the unit is in one piece and open in the middle. When the unit was shut off, we were not able to see any obstructions and everything seemed fine. But as you can see here, the inside of the unit is lined with this foam material, and after inserting a small camera and turning on the unit, we could see that the foam material would lift when the air started blowing, which is what caused the obstruction. So we glued it back down with a stronger glue and now it's working perfectly. Again, I'm so happy to have the guys at Rover305 do this work. It would have probably taken me ages to figure this out. So if any of you guys run into the same issue, check and make sure that the glue has not come apart inside of the AC unit. And now it is time for the exhaust. Just wait until you hear how it sounds once we finish. Good morning! Today I am going back to Rover305 because we do have a few more things that we want to fix. I noticed there's a leak by the valve cover gaskets, so we are going to be replacing those today. And while we are removing all these components from the engine, we're going to be doing a bit more work on top of that as well, so let's get going. Here is a look at the new parts that we are going to be replacing today. We have the intake manifold valley gasket, cross seals, and of course we are also replacing the valve cover gaskets. And again, just a massive thanks to Rover305 for doing amazing work. It's very difficult, especially in America, to find mechanics that know how to work on these cars, so I am super grateful that I've had them for so many years now, and they are still working on my truck even now. As you guys know, I am by no means a professional, so I am super grateful to have these guys just do such amazing work and look over everything that was already done just to make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. So yeah, I am very, very grateful, and I can't believe we're almost finished. Here you can see the old intake manifold valley gasket. After removing the valley gasket, the guys are now making sure that everything is nice and clean before adding the new gasket. They are also adding some silicone to make sure everything is nice and sealed before adding the cross seals that you see here. These are the valve cover gaskets, which are genuine Land Rover parts. They are definitely the better choice for this specific gasket. I would recommend to stick to genuine Land Rover. As you can see, the guys also painted the valve covers, which is just a super nice touch, and it looks incredible. So once again, if you guys are in Miami or Florida in general and you're looking for a good mechanic, I definitely recommend Rover305. As you can see, they've done an amazing job on my 90. That's it for today. I will be back though, because we still have a little bit more work to do, but look at this lineup. There is definitely some super cool trucks here. As you can see, I am now back at Masterpiece. I just got a message today that they had some extra time so we could finish up the paint job. So I just drove straight over and we're gonna do the roof today and respray the bonnet. So I will show you guys the process and I cannot wait to see it finished. So let's get started. Everything has now been prepped and some air has been let out of the tires because, as you guys can see, the 90 is pretty tall and won't fit in the paint booth, so we are just going to be painting it out here. Thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. I honestly cannot believe that we are at the end of this journey and the Landy is pretty much finished. I am going to leave the reveal for the next and final video. We are pretty much done, so I'm gonna do the reveal in the next episode. I'm gonna show you guys especially the interior, which you can kind of see a little bit of now, but I'm gonna show you everything in detail. The paint job is now finished, so I will see you guys in the next and final episode. Thank you so much for following along so far, and I cannot wait to show you guys the finished result.